as I have said in the previous video, there is further work which I will bring for you in the next video. So I am here for you people with some more questions, as this concept was not given in the previous one. So using the same method, midterm breaking concept, using the same method, I have brought for you midterm breaking concept again in these two questions. These are the rest of examples or questions. If you will understand these, there will be, I think, no question difficult for you to solve. Now come to question number 7. In this question, there is a negative sign. Look up. Factorization of quadratic expression. A quadratic expression is given to you in the form minus w square plus 2w plus 35. Minus sign is given with the first term, which is a square term, and we did not solve a question like this before, and it's not a big deal. What will we do is we will take common, minus common throughout. Before breaking midterm, we will take this minus common throughout. Minus common throughout means when we will write down this minus outside and put a big bracket around these three terms, all terms have their sign changed. The sign of the all terms will be changed because of this minus common outside. This minus w square will become plus w, this plus will become minus, and this plus will become minus, and so on. We will get this term after taking this minus common. Whenever you have this situation, try to learn how to handle all type of situations in the given question. Whenever you have this situation, don't get confused. Don't do question along with this minus. It will confuse you throughout the solution. So take it common outside the boundary and solve the whole question, and then at the end put this minus with the answer. Right? Now minus 2w, we want to break it with the help of 35 constant, with the help of method sum and product. So we will write down again. Now you will write down. I am not doing rough work over here because I have done many rough works for you previously. Now you will do your rough work by yourself. It's very easy, not a difficult one. That is why I did not write. Otherwise, you will watch your rough work on the right hand side in all cases. 35 is a very simple pair. 7, how many times is 35? 7 5s are 35, and it's very obvious if you do mental math. 7 and 5, we do subtraction. If you do subtraction of 7 and 5, you will get 2. It means 7 5s are 35 is appropriate pair for is an appropriate pair of 35 which will break plus 2w with what? With this pair minus 7w plus 5w. We will adjust sign with 7 and 5, minus and plus. We will write variable w and w with the factors of 35. 7 and 5 are the factors of 35, and with bigger term we will put minus, as we need minus sign with the middle term. As there is minus sign with the middle term, it means we will adjust the components in such a way that if we subtract, just to check whether we are getting this term back or not, just to check if we subtract or add these two components, then whether we are getting this minus 2w or not. Right? So this check is very important. Now look up, if you check minus 7w plus 5w and you subtract these two, you will definitely get minus 2w back. So getting back minus 2w is very important, and this checking is very important. Until and unless you do this checking, don't go further. Okay, this is my advice. Don't go further. Otherwise, if you will put a wrong sign over here, you put plus over here and minus over here, you will get +2 of these two subtractions, and this is not plus. So until and unless you get your term -2w back with the help of these two components or by adding or subtracting these two components, don't go further. Now we are right. -7w plus 5w is -2w. We will go further. We will take common out of the minus, will come as it is, and this sum will be put inside the big bracket. Right? In this step, w is common. What left behind? 1w minus 7. Over here, w gone out. Plus 5 is common. W minus 5 sevens are 35. So 7 is a factor, or 7 is a divisor which is dividing 35. How many times? 5 times. 5 is common outside, and 35 is divided 7 times by 5. Now minus as it is, minus out as it is. Look at this whole big expression which has a partition, this plus sign in between. Before this plus sign there are two factors. One factor is w, one big factor is w minus 7. One factor is 5. After this plus sign, one factor is 5 and one factor is w minus 7. In both combinations there is a big factor which is common, and we will pick it up. As soon as we'll pick it up, we left with w plus 5, which is very simple. Now open this bracket and put this minus along with the bracket. That is it. This can be answered. Or if you want to multiply this minus, you will multiply it with one bracket only. If you multiply it with w, w already has plus sign with it. So plus multiplied by minus is minus will come with w, and minus into minus plus 7. And w plus 5 will come as it is. This is one single minus. So single minus will be multiplied with single factor, not both the factors. Either this is the answer or this is the answer. Now similarly, come to the next question, question number 8. Here again we have minus sign with square term. Now not only -7, in this term there was a minus sign only with the square term, so we solved it like this. Okay, but now a bit change situation. Along with minus sign there is a coefficient present with v square, so not a big deal. We have solved such a question before. In that question then there was 18 with some variable and 39 with some variable in previous example. What did we do there? I think in previous video, if you go to the previous video just before this, in that question what did we do? We made pair of 18 separately and 39 separately, because at that time the situation was like this, that we should make pairs separately of both the constant terms. Coefficient of variable and this constant term were required to make their factors separately, but here we have -76v as a midterm, right? Before going to the factorization, first of all take minus common and write down a bracket over here like before. This minus will change the signs of all the numbers, and now the numbers are in front of you and these are inside the big bracket. Now we have 3 as a coefficient of v square and 25 constant term, which is always a helpful thing for us to break midterm, because with the help of this constant we use sum and product method to break middle term. When you have a coefficient with square term and a constant at the end, you will not take help of this constant only, you will multiply 25, this constant, with the coefficient of square term. Sometimes I avoid and ask students to avoid to multiply these two, because at that time a big number is not helpful for us. But sometimes I advise students multiply 25 means multiply this last constant number with the coefficient of first square term, because this time, or when I ask this to do, it means there is some useful thing in it. There is some easy thing for the students in it. That is why, and it is required to us. Actually, all students, all teachers, might be a few like me, not, but mostly the teachers ask students to multiply this last number with this number. Either the bigger number is useful for us or not. When we multiply 25 with 3, we will get 75. If 75 is useful for us or not, teacher said multiply. And students, when multiply, they get confused how to factorize. They get confused how to factorize 75. 75 is not a big number, but sometimes we get uh, 875 or 675 or 670 or 670 like this. So this is a big number to solve. But here in this example, my advice is now multiply 25 with 3. You will get 75 and make appropriate pairs of 75 by looking up at the middle term. Your middle term is minus 76. And it's very obvious for the students, if you add just 1 in 75, you will get 76. It means the appropriate pair of 75 is 75 into 1. Although I have made all the pairs over here, just to show you, this way we made pairs of the big number and then select a suitable pair. But here, if you pay attention to the middle term, you need not to write down 25 into 3, 15 into 5. These two pairs are useless because these are not giving us 76 at the end by either adding or subtracting the factors. 15 plus 5 is 20. 15 minus 5 is 10. 25 minus 3 is 22. And 25 plus 3 is 28. No pair is giving us 76. Only 75 into 1 is giving us 75 if we add 75 and 1 by writing down the variable of the middle term with it and by adjusting the sign wisely. Now, you people are wise enough. Look at minus 76. When we have same sign with two terms, I have told you addition rules in first part. When you have same signs with two terms, you add up the terms and same sign will come with the answer. So minus 75v minus 1v will give you minus 76v, and you will get back this term if you write down these two parts of this term over here. Got it? Now write down the appropriate or the useful parts of minus 76v over here. Now these parts are giving us now way to take common by making pairs. First two terms and then next two terms. We will make pairs of first two terms and the next two terms. Out of first two terms, we will take common. Minus will come as it is along with the bracket until and unless we solve. Until and unless we solve, students, the whole expression, we will not open this bracket and we will not allow this sign to come in. Okay? Because this will confuse you. So keep it away from the question. 3v. Now 3v square minus 75v. What is common out of 3 and 75 first? First of all, look at the numbers. What is common out of 3 and 75 at the most? The biggest common, 3, right? When 3 is common over here, this 3 will divide this 75 how many times? Look up, I have made pairs over here. When you will pick up 3, what left behind? 25. When factors are there, it's very easy for you to take common. When you are taking 3 common, 25 is factor of 75. This will left behind over here. And out of v square and v, you will take variable with the least power. And that is v. You will write on v over here. This v and this v, one v from here and this v as a common will go out. What left behind? 3 has gone out. What left behind? V left behind. Minus 25 left behind, because 75, 25 times 3, 25 times will give you 75. It will be divided by 3 and give us 25 over here. When 75 is divided by 3, 25 will be the answer, or will left over, or will be the what? Other factor. It will be over here, right? Minus sign. After these two terms, what sign is coming? Minus. We will write down over here. Now this minus, again, don't forget, this minus will change this plus sign into minus. Out of these two terms, nothing is common. When nothing is common, what is common? 1 is common. So minus 1 is common, and v minus 25 will be inside. Throughout the term, big term, v minus 25 is a very, very important big factor is common. We will pick it up, and what left behind? 3v minus 1 will left behind. Likewise, we will, as we have done before, we will open the bracket and write down this minus along with the brackets. No need at all to multiply. I have given you both ways. If you want to multiply, multiply it with one bracket and give answer. But what is appreciable as an answer in the books? Don't multiply. I have just given you a method over here. This is not a answer which is appreciated in the books. So you won't do it. You will just write on minus outside and these brackets. Okay. You will just write down these brackets and minus along with that, and this is the answer of these two. Sorry, this is the answer of question number 8. I have given you and I have solved for you 8 questions to teach you or to make you understand factorization of quadratic expressions. A few examples left over, or few tasks, only one or two word problems left over. Whenever you get a word problem of some geometrical figure, in which a geometrical figure is involved, in next lesson, I'm just giving you points for the next term, next lesson, next video. Till question number 8, I have solved given terms, different given quadratic expressions for you, and tried to solve all the problems for you. Keeping in view these 8 questions, you can solve all questions given in your exercises in your book by yourself. Okay. Only one question left. When a geometrical figure is involved in a word problem, how we will solve, and we get a quadratic expression in that, how we will solve it and how we will get the answer. Okay, only this question left. So in my next video, the same topic, factorization of quadratic expressions, to be continued. Right now, this is end of this video. Students, wait for the word problem in the next video. And if you liked this video, then press like and subscribe to my channel so that you may be notified of my future videos. Thank you very much, and wait for the next video. And please do watch that video because that is very important for you in solving word problems. Thank you very much.